welcome to another Fight of the Night review. This is for the Fight of the Night that took place last night at the O2 Arena in London, England. It was between Danny Roberts and Johnny Parsons. But before I actually review the fights, I do want to apologise for not getting the reaction video I was planning to get up yesterday. I was going to be reacting to the new Mortal Kombat 1 stuff, showing the Umgadi tribe, the Combat Pack 1 characters, and I was going to be reacting to the gameplay trailer of Claudio from Tekken 8. Unfortunately, halfway through recording my reaction for it, my internet decided to dick me, so I kept trying to restart the recording several times after the internet finally decided to work, and across the way I accidentally deleted an older video file. Also, I accidentally deleted the first part of it because I did try and re-record my reaction as it carried on a few times. I thought I was just getting rid of the ones that wouldn't hold up, but unfortunately I got rid of the first half and I decided to just not do the reaction because I'd seen it all by that point and it wouldn't have been genuine anyway. So, yeah, that's what happened with that. I couldn't handle it. Sometimes the internet just likes to be an arsehole. So, we got a fight to cover, so let's actually go over it. When it starts with a bit of feeling out, Danny goes for a high kick but misses. Parsons hits a nice low kick and throws a good combo, but Danny slips away. Danny lands a high kick, Johnny catches a tee to the body, lands another high kick of his own. Johnny actually keeps checking kicks quite a bit throughout round 1 especially. He's doing quite well with it. He even ducks a hook from Danny, but Danny does follow with the 1-2. And he closes the distance and lands another body kick, and Danny lands one as well. Hang on. Yeah, I did write that correctly. Okay, I was just making sure. Johnny closed the distance to land a body kick. Danny landed one as well. There we go. It just ended a bit confusing. Danny lands a left. Johnny kept checking the body kicks. Johnny lands another one. Goes high. Danny dodges that one. Lands a nice body punch. Johnny lands another solid leg kick. He's actually been landing a few of those in round 1. Then a really nice body kick to follow up with that. Johnny lands another left and hits Johnny with a nice combo. Later lands another one and puts his hands together quite well. Johnny lands some more body kicks. Misses another headshot. Starts defending the boxing a bit more and even closes in. But Danny throws a knee. But Johnny counters it with a really nice jab. The two start scrapping more near the end of the round with Danny getting a bit more out of the exchanges. Even landing some more solid lefts. Even one as the bell goes before the round ends. So fairly even round. Fair bit of feeling out at the start, but it does gradually build up its pacing as it goes. Johnny was doing really well from a defensive standpoint, and he was more of a one-and-done guy, but like Danny, whenever he could close in, was laying really good shots. I'm giving a round 1 to Danny. I think he did more than enough to keep on Johnny, to put the pressure on him. Johnny was defending quite well for the most part, but he still had some pretty nasty shots, and when Danny was allowed to close in, because Danny's the taller fighter, he's got a bit more reach. When he was allowed to close in, though, he was landing some really good shots, especially when he started going up top and putting his boxing together, but Johnny's kick checking was really good. However, I don't think he won round 1. Danny definitely won round 1 for me. We then get to round 2, and Johnny starts with some really nice kicks, going to the body, then to the head, then to the body, and landing pretty much all of them. Danny closes the distance, and Johnny turns it into a tie clinch, landing a decent knee before pushing Danny against the cage, but they break away pretty fast after that. There is some outside striking, and Danny initiates a takedown, but Johnny turns it around and puts Danny against the cage and lands some really good punches. Johnny really starts putting his combos together quite well in round 1. Danny lands another shot to the body, landing some really good 1-2 combos to that and to the head, but Johnny does defend well, and he eventually does knock Danny down with a right punch, but it looks a bit delayed, and it looks like Danny just sort of trips, although I think it was just a delayed reaction to the hard shot, because Johnny landed a hell of a right hand to knock Danny down. Ugh. Anyway, after that, he jumps on Danny and starts landing some shots before going to side control. He eventually gets a half guard as well, landing some elbows and punches along the way, before going for an arm triangle and uses that to turn it into a full mount. Danny is able to turn his body because they're quite close to the cage though, and puts his feet on the fence and turns it around to standing up, and the two just start to swang right at each other. I even wrote it as swang in the notes, so, you know, it's authentic that way. Yeah, no, they go for some really big shots. Johnny lands a clean 1-2 and starts landing some more hits, though. He's starting to get the better of the exchanges by this point. Even hitting some knees again from the tie clinch. They do start to get a bit tired after this because they exerted a fair bit of energy. So they're throwing a fair few lazy shots. Johnny lands a jab, but Danny lands a really nice counter 1-2. But Johnny clips Danny hard and knocks him down, getting to a sprawl. This is around about like 40 seconds left of the rounds, by the way. Danny throws some punches that don't really land. He's looking a bit more lazy. Johnny clips him with a 1-2 and knocks down Danny really hard, and throws like 1 or 2 punches with Danny not really defending himself well before Jason Herzog steps in and ends the fight with 3 seconds left to go. 3, my lord, seconds left to go in round 2. and Johnny wins by TKO, so we kind of have to talk about it. So I thought this fight was alright. I don't think it was super great. I think one of the weird things that took away from it for me was the lack of crowd interaction, which is weird to think because they're in London, Danny is from London, and the crowd really only starts getting invested, like, rounds near the finish, or at least during the huge scrapping exchange near the end of round 2. And, it's worth noting that Danny is from London as well. It just felt a bit weird. It didn't really feel like there was a whole lot of crowd engagement. But then again, there was a lot of decisions up until that point, so I don't think they were super excited to really see how the rest of it would play out. No complaints about the winner, but the finish feels like it comes way too early. I feel like Jason could have let it play out, and maybe we could have seen a finish in round 3 at some point. I think Johnny was just given the win a bit too quickly, maybe. It is his debut match, though, and it is a pretty good win over a guy like Danny Roberts, very experienced fighter from the UK. Yeah, there wasn't any bad refereeing. It just feels like a bit of a weirdly structured fight, and all in all, I did think it was fairly even, I thought it was a really good fight. I think it would have been elevated a bit more if the crowd were more into it, but as it was, I think it was alright. It's not going to be the top 10 of the year, but I did like certain elements of it, and when it really started picking up the ball in round 2, the crowd got super into it, and I started enjoying it a bit more. So yeah, slightly deflating finish to a mostly pretty decent fight. That'll about do it from me. Next thing you'll see me for will likely be an episode of Music of the Week, although I am planning to put up the over-the-top stuff by tomorrow night, because it's going to take a fair bit to edit, because it's chunky. It's going to be chunky, because I had to separately do the Rumble in a different part of the stream on Friday for reasons that I'll explain right now, because I just didn't want to see, I just didn't want people to see who was in the Rumble before it actually starts, because the universe mode being a bit weird like that, and I had a couple of surprises planned, and sure enough, one of those surprises was the first man in the Rumble, so that was kind of unexpected. But yeah, you'll probably get that tomorrow night, maybe Tuesday at the absolute latest. And thank you to everyone who watched Over the Top. It was a pretty good card. I probably call it my second favourite behind Captain the Crown. There's some really solid shit on it. And next video I'll see you for will probably be another reaction, because I want to try and do those a bit more frequently, depending on when new stuff comes out, because I don't want to be super late to the party. And then after that, after Thursday, I'm not going to be doing anything on Friday, I don't think. Oh, I'm going to be reacting to a song that a friend has requested I react to. I just don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. So, yeah, expect that at some point. And then on Friday night, if I can rope it, because, week off from PPW versus APW, if I can rope him into it, finally going to start the Battle Block Theatre Let's Play with Fen. I really, really bloody hope, because it's been delayed too long, I want to get it done so badly. But we'll see what happens. So I'll see you all on Thursday, I suppose. As always, thank you for watching, Russen. Bye-bye.